What if the man who discovered how life evolves was not Charles Darwin? Not that he just helped. What if someone else wrote down the whole secret first? The same logic, the same rules, the same words. Natural process of selection. And what if he wrote it 28 years before Darwin ever published a single page? This is the story of that lost book. It was supposed to be a simple guide about growing trees for Navy ships. But hidden in the very back was a secret that could change the history of science forever. Our story does not start in a fancy university or a high-tech laboratory. It starts on a quiet farm in Errol, Scotland, in the early 1800s. Patrick Matthew was not a rich, famous scientist. He did not have a university degree or medals from royal societies. He was simply a farmer who loved his land. Every day he walked among his apple and oak trees. He watched closely to see which young trees grew strong and which ones quietly died. Year after year, Matthew saw a pattern. In every bunch of seeds, some trees grew tall and powerful, others withered away. No gardener chose them. They simply fought harder than their siblings for sunlight, good soil, and space. Nature itself was choosing the winners. In 1831, Matthew wrote a book about his trees. It was a practical handbook for shipbuilders. But tucked away at the very end, in a short section called an appendix, Matthew explained a beautiful, dangerous idea. He described how all living things on Earth change and adapt over thousands of years through a hard struggle to survive. It was the complete idea of evolution, written by a simple farmer, hidden inside a book about trees. Move forward in time to the year 1859. A new book appears, and the whole world notices. It is called On the Origin of Species, written by Charles Darwin. The book became a massive success. Overnight, Darwin became the most famous scientist alive. Far away in Scotland, a 69-year-old farmer picked up a copy of Darwin's book. As he read the pages, his heart sank. He felt a mix of shock and deep sadness. He had published this exact same theory nearly 30 years ago. Matthew wrote a letter to a scientific journal. He told the world, "I found this truth fist. When you put the two books side by side, they look almost identical. They describe the same struggle for life, the same survival of the strongest, and the same slow changes over generations." Darwin publicly admitted that Matthew was right. He wrote in his newer books that Matthew had indeed discovered the idea first. But Darwin promised he had never seen the farmer's book. He claimed he came up with the idea all by himself during his travels around the world. But here, the story becomes a mystery. Years later, people looked at Darwin's personal library. He actually owned a copy of Matthew's book about trees. Some pages in Darwin's copy were never cut open or read. Historians still argue today, did Darwin truly never read that part of the book? Or did he choose to ignore an inconvenient truth? We will never know for sure. Why did the world forget Patrick Matthew? The reason is simple and heartbreaking. Matthew hid his brilliant idea at the back of a boring handbook about wood and ships. Famous scientists never read it. Darwin, however, spent 20 years building a powerful network. He wrote letters to the richest and most important scientists of his time. He built a team of friends who would protect him and lift him up when his book came out. The farmer had no such friends. He had no powerful university to back him up. He only had his orchard, his trees, and an idea that was too far ahead of its time. When Matthew tried to claim his prize, the world had already moved on. Darwin had the fame, the friends, and the giant mountain of evidence. Matthew was pushed aside into the shadows, turned into nothing more than a tiny note at the bottom of a page. Matthew did not get angry. With quiet dignity, he simply repeated the truth until he died. He was the first to find it. He passed away in 1874, mostly forgotten by the world. For over 100 years, that was the end of the story. The farmer was forgotten. But history has a way of uncovering secrets. Recently, historians went back to look at the old books. They reached an amazing conclusion. Patrick Matthew's words from 1831 were a perfect, complete theory of evolution. He truly got there first, long before Darwin. Some experts now say we should stop calling it Darwin's theory. They say the history of science has a missing chapter, and it belongs to the farmer. This does not mean Darwin did nothing. Darwin worked for decades, collected thousands of facts, and changed how humans understand themselves. But it does mean that a lonely farmer, walking through his apple trees in Scotland, saw the truth first. And for nearly 200 years, the world forgot to say his name. Every mystery leaves us with a painful question. Was it just bad luck? Was it a mistake? Or was it the ordinary cruelty of history, which always favors the rich man with powerful friends over the quiet man with the brilliant mind? We may never solve the mystery completely, but today, at last, we can remember his name, Patrick Matthew. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this a meaningful attempt, don't forget to like it, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who'd find it useful.